Hi, this is Kaushik. You're probably seeing me for the first time on YouTube or any platform. Who am I? I'm a sales professional, business development professional who has won and kept customers, retained customers for multiple organizations. And these customers spread across every continent except Oceania and Antarctica. So I want to share what I've learned um, and what I've found in business, both first hand and second hand, with whoever is interested to know. So we have all heard of the Magnificent Seven, of course, or many of us. It's a childhood story, and you might even remember that Mitsubishi came out with a ad titled Magnificent Seven for their people carrier, which used to carry seven at the time. I think it's probably still the same, although the vehicle is different now. So I'm talking. I want to share a little bit about my Magnificent Seven. So these are my seven rules for business. So here we go. The first one: diagnosis opens or closes the door to the desired outcome. So diagnosis opens or closes the door to the desired outcome. So which is simply, in simple terms, it means identifying the situation for what it is, and that is a key first step to solve the issue and reach the desired outcome. So it is self-explanatory, of course. So the key is not to get it wrong, but that's because if we get it wrong, we go down the wrong path and we go to the completely wrong place and wrong outcome. And the next, of course, is to get it right. So take some time in diagnosing a situation, so you are on the right path. So that sets us all on the path to the desired outcome. It's still the first step, but it's a necessary first step. The second one is every interaction is a marketing opportunity. So every interaction is a marketing opportunity, whether it's conversational, educational, or promotional. So, what do I mean by that? Think about it. We don't meet people at random, although we may think so from time to time, because we choose where we uh, play, where we stay, where we travel, where we work, all of that. So, which means that the places we choose attract certain kinds of people. So, other kind of people won't be there. So that means if you just think about it a little bit, we know the kind of people who would be frequenting those places or be there at the time we are there, and so on. So it's not random. We should know the audience or the people. If you're just having a good time, the people who are going to be there. So every such situation comes with an opportunity. So it doesn't mean sell, 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 of course, but have conversations with people, understand them, understand their situation, and you'd be surprised at how much intelligence that actually gives us that we can use later, whether in personal life or in professional life or in an enterprise. So that is the conversational part of it, of course. And then this educational. What do I mean by that? Every one of us knows something special. We know something really well. Not everything, of course. Most of us, if not any of us at all, know and know everything, uh, well. So we know some things well. One particular thing, perhaps spectacularly well. So we have something that others want. Not everyone, but many others perhaps want. So that is the educational aspect of it. What does it mean? That just improving the level of conversation. So when having conversation with someone, and some people will drop off, and then there is somebody who is more interested in what you have to say, so they are more open to that conversation, not message, that conversation. So we have the opportunity to share with them about that specific topic. We know something about it. Doesn't always have to be like an enterprise level topic. It can be something else, educational, maybe something about training, exercise, sport, anything. So that gives us the opportunity to share that insight with somebody who's interested. Maybe that person becomes a customer later on or not, but they're definitely interested in what we have uh, to share. And then comes the promotional aspect of it. So that educational part can also be with a few people rather than one person. So then the promotional part, which is again one to many. So what is a promotion? It's just a condensed sales pitch, a value proposition in a marketing message. It's an ad, print ad, digital ad, TV ad, whatever it is. It's based around a simple script. It's a sales script. It's a reason why somebody needs to buy from us. So that's simply that. So you're going from conversational to educational to promotional, and it's in stages in that order. We can't go straight to promotional because there simply isn't the interest. Nobody would pay attention to it. So with conversation, we find out who's interested, and more important, who's not. Then we go to educational with maybe a reduced audience, and then we go to promotional, which is targeting the people who really are interested, and so the message can be shaped for them, so the others can ignore it. So that's what is meant by every interaction is a marketing opportunity. The next one is less is more. So it's counterintuitive, I would say. In the age of access, everything is done to access, including ads and emails and everything. So when that happens, you probably every one of us have multiple instances where you just deleted an email in your inbox without even bothering to see what it is, much less who it is from. So that happens because we just inundated. So what is the option? The option is potentially for it could be for the message to be just placed in a forum. No, we choose to see or not to see. So we don't feel so stressed. Okay, we missed it, we missed it. We saw it, we saw it. So nobody's actually stuffing it down our throat. So that kind of medium is we are likely to more pay attention to. So and so what that means is for the person with that message, if they have gone through the other parts, in the other part we saw earlier, which is conversational, education, promotion, they are coming through to this stage in stages. So which means they already are targeting a particular kind of person or persons, and the message is designed for them, nobody else. So if nobody else notices, they're fine. That's not for them. So that's what I mean by less is more. Do less, but be more impactful. That's what less is more it basically means. So the next one is loss from lost opportunity is much greater than loss from action taken or unsold stock. So the loss from lost opportunity is much greater than loss from action taken or unsold stock, which is action taken stock has been accumulated and it's not sold. Some of it isn't sold. So what does that mean? Think about it. Reverse it. What happens if we take action? We succeed, which is great, or we fail, or learn. That's the right way to look at it. So we learn. We haven't earned. We lost some money maybe, but we have earned. We have earned knowledge. We have earned something. That's learning, right? And same with product. Unsold stock, leftover stock, we can do something with it perhaps, but it's taught us something. Maybe buy less of this and buy more of that, or just have a different marketing message in a different medium. So we learn something. If we haven't taken action and just let a opportunity pass by, oh, not for me, what happens? We haven't lost perhaps money, but we haven't learned anything either. We haven't made money, and we haven't learned anything. So it's as good as not having had that opportunity pass by us, which is a shame because opportunity doesn't knock. We heard opportunity doesn't knock twice, but perhaps it does, but not multiple times, of course. So that's what I mean by loss from lost opportunity is much greater than loss from unsold stock or action taken. The next one is key. This is a reluctance to borrow even at a low cost for our enterprise indicates a lack of confidence in ourselves for our enterprise and in ourselves, of course. Think about it. If we only want to invest our own money and not borrow any money, for instance, from anyone, we are limiting risk. But why is that? Because we fear the failure. The rate of the probability of failure is very high, so we don't want to risk it. Risk taking somebody else's money, not being able to pay it back, or take somebody else's money for equity and the venture goes to zero, and we have lost everything, but we have also lost somebody else's money. But if that is if the probability of failure is so high already before we start, why venture down that path? Why not choose something else? So it's an indication. It's a strong indicator that it's not going to work out if you're already planning for failure. So that's what this means. Reluctance to borrow even at a low cost for our enterprise shows a lack of confidence in our enterprise and in ourselves. Keep the proportion of equity in your business that you give out to those who are investing in it in balance with their involvement in and risk from it. So what does that mean? Think of it, a wealthy, a capital-rich enterprise, wants to invest, in you, your little enterprise, and because you got maybe some invention that could do very well, or maybe something more generic, a legacy product maybe, but the market needs more of it. You have some manufacturing advantage there or something like that. So, but the problem here is the enterprise or the individual venture capitalist maybe who's investing has a lower interest or stake in that, because if it's 1/100th or less of their capital that they have in hand, what would their involvement be compared to something else where where the investment is maybe 10% or 15% of their capital in hand? So it's very simple, really. If that is their investment level, then their stake also should match that. Now, it's not that you don't take money from them, of course not, but the stake you give out to them should be in balance with that. Don't give out 50% or 25% of your stake to someone whose investment is only 1% or 0.5% of their available capital. And doesn't have to be exact, 25% to 25%, of course, but don't let it go mismatched to such a great extent either, so that they have a interest. They have not only an interest, but a motivation to help you succeed. So they'll be more involved with their expertise and not just capital. And because the risk also, it's 15% of their capital, they don't want to lose it. If it's 0.5%, they don't mind. So that's what it means. The next one, of course, is easy. Winners don't whinge, whingers don't win. Simple. If we are winning, we haven't got time to whinge, and if you're whinging, then obviously you are spending all your time on that, so you're not going to win. And that's it for today. This is Kaushik signing off, and hopefully I'll see you soon.